Emily, good morning to you. How is the Turkish investigation progressing into this case?
Well, we've learned a lot more in the last 24 hours now about the Saudi 15, this group of Saudi nationals that arrived in Istanbul on the day that Jamal disappeared. We have CCTV footage, and also Turkish media have published the names and pictures of these 15 individuals. So there's a lot of information to now go on. We know that one of them is a forensics expert, for example, and has worked in the Saudi Interior Ministry for over 20 years. Other names listed in Turkish newspaper reports identify individuals as being officers in the Saudi army and in the Saudi Air Force. So Turkish authorities seem to have a lot more to work on than we initially realized. We also know that central to this investigation is an Apple Watch. We know on the day that Jamal Khashoggi went into the consulate, he was wearing an Apple Watch, which was connected to one of his phones outside. It's very normal that when you go into a consulate, you leave your phone outside. So authorities are now trying to identify what kind of data that they can glean from that Apple Watch, such as location, heart rate, anything at all. So that's also essential to the investigation.
The Turkish and the Saudis haven't exactly been close. What part is that playing in the investigation?
I think it's quite interesting, actually, because the response from the Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan has been quite restrained. We've heard from some of his closest advisors saying that they believe that Jamal was killed inside the consulate, but the Turkish president has said only that he is following the investigation and that he will wait to see what the conclusion is. And I think that points to what a sensitive, complex relationship the Saudis and the Turks have. They have fallen out over a number of issues. Turkey is in talks with Iran, for example, over Syria. That is Saudi's arch rival. They also sided with Qatar in a diplomatic dispute between those two Gulf nations. And saying that, Turkey needs the Saudis, and that's perhaps why we've heard a more cautious response. They need Saudi investment at the moment, and they need Saudi tourism. To a lesser extent, they need Saudi oil. And at the moment, Turkey is in the grips of an economic crisis here. They're already locked in a diplomatic dispute with the United States, and so they may not want to have one now with Saudi Arabia as well, which is why we may see this more cautious response.